Just in time for hurricane season and summer heat, my favorite battery company, Watt Cycle, has expanded their whole house battery and inverter options, and most of the stuff is in stock. It's coming and going, selling out really fast. We've got 2 inverters and 3 batteries. We have a 6.5 kilowatt inverter that is 120 volt only, and then a 12 kilowatt split phase 120 240 volt inverter. We've got 2 different batteries. We have a 100 amp wall mount and a 340 amp hour floor mount. So we've got a little something for everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you how I am setting up my battery and inverter system for my house with no electrician required. Okay, let's check it out. This is my garage, pretty standard. I've got a door to my house over there, garage door is behind you, water heater, water softener, all that typical good stuff. Here, my electrical panel, I have a main panel outside the house and my sub panel is inside the house. I haven't quite figured out the logistics of how to wire this thing into my sub panel, so I'm doing an intermediary system where I'm going to set it up here in my garage and run my wires out my garage door. I'm not all that worried about solar because that direction over there is west. So it's early in the morning, the sun's over there. So I don't, even if I ran my solar panels out my garage door, they would only get sun for just a limited period of time because of the way the house is shaped. So I'm working off of a sheer battery backup system. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not going to hardwire this inverter into my home's electrical system. I just haven't figured out the logistics of that at this point. I've got this outlet right here. So I'm going to plug my inverter and my battery into that outlet to trickle charge this behemoth. And then if the power went out, I would run extension cords from the inverter through my garage door to my refrigerator and to my appliances. That's not the most elegant solution, but it's something I can do myself without having to subcontract this thing out. So this is the 6.5 kilowatt hour inverter. It's 120 volt only. That's fine. I don't need 220. I'm just going to be running normal standard household appliances. And I built this little rack so I can get it up high enough so you can see all the connections and get it above the battery. And so that way it's not physically mounted to the wall yet until I figure out like where it's going to permanently live. It should be on hardy board, not on plywood, but I'm not going to be pushing this thing that hard. I'm not expecting it to kind of get that hot. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, Watt Cycle has 2 different batteries. They have a 100 amp wall mount and a 314 amp hour floor mount. And this thing weighs almost 300 pounds. It's on wheels. I can barely move it. It's intended for you to use the 100 amp wall mount with the 6.5 kilowatt inverter, but there's nothing stopping you. It's all 48 volts. So since my loads are not that great, I'm going to use the big battery with the smaller inverter for the most amount of runtime. I wouldn't use the wall mount battery on the bigger inverter because there's some BMS limitations, but using the bigger battery on the smaller inverter should be just fine. So let's show you how easy it is to hook all this up. So over here, you've got these screw terminals. This is the AC output, and this is the AC input over here. So all I did was buy this power strip with a really long cord and cut the end off. Now I've got female receptacles and a really long AC cord. Now, the drawback to this is I can only get 1500 watts out of this because of the breaker and the wiring. For my needs, that will be fine. This inverter is actually kind of overkill for what I'm doing. I will probably upgrade to this. This is a 3-way with 14 gauge wire. I can just cut the end off this, stick it up inside here, and have 3 outlets. Since there's no breaker on this, I can overdrive it just a little bit, as long as the wiring will support it inside, which I'm pretty sure it will. Since your home electrical outlet is limited to 15 to 1800 watts, they have to make that the listing, but I think I can push this depending on what the wire size is. One of the things that I had to do with this is go in and change the input current down to 5 amps. Right now I'm running an air conditioner on the same circuit, so if I turn it up any higher, I'm gonna pop the breaker. You'll see on the app that I'm charging it 300 watts, so it's gonna take like a day and a half to charge this battery all the way up. So if this was the only unit, the only piece on a breaker, I could turn the current up, but this is for my developmental testing. So PV1 and 2 input battery terminals, make sure you use a torque wrench to get them down to the proper torque spec. Your AC out and AC in. So line, neutral, ground, ground, line, neutral. So black, white, green, green, black, white. We've got 120 volts coming in. Put this back on. Now you notice it's not a touch screen, so you have to go through the menu to get to what you want. Just follow the instructions in the manual, not that big of a deal. You're only going to play with the settings once. So now that that's wired, I can take my male plug here and put it into the outlet here in my garage and charge the battery, and if the power goes out, I can bring out my extension cords. So now I have created a 16 kilowatt hour battery system with 6,000 watt output possible for around $3,600. We got $3,500 worth of batteries and inverter, and then $100 worth of incidental lumber from Home Depot. So put that against a Pecron, an EcoFlow, or any other prefab system and see if you can get that much capacity for that amount of money. This is an afternoon project with basic hand tools. So check out the links down below. My discount codes will save you a bunch of money, but get them while they're in stock. They are going really, really, really fast. Thanks everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.